Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing bad time. Doing bad time. Got myself a problem.
She asked me maybe if I could share her sorrow for all the men that tried to treat her wrong. Though just a baby awaiting her tomorrow. It's rock me baby all night long. She needs an answer to her confusion, someone to guide her with tenderness. But when she's asking for a solution, oh, she gets, you know, it's something like this. I don't know where we come from, I don't know where we're going to, but if all this should have a reason, we would be the last to know. So let's just hope there is a promised land. Hang on till then, as best as we can. Everybody else, you know, it fills her with compassion. That's why she tries to save the world alone. She helps the needy in her own fashion and tries to give them all her own. She needs an answer to her confusion, someone to guide her with tenderness. But when she's asking for a solution, oh, she gets, you know, it's something like this. I don't know where we come from, I don't know where we're going to, but if all this should have a reason, we would be the last to know. So let's just hope there is a promised land. Hang on till then, as best as we can. Rock me baby all night long. 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 Rock me baby all night long.
All I want is to be loved. All I want is you. All I want is to be from somewhere, an address for me and you. Sometimes it feels impossible to get along. It feels impossible to get along. Again, I'm living with my family. Again, I'm feeling blue. Again, you've made me question our love. Again, with you, sometimes it feels impossible to get along. Yeah, it feels impossible to get along. Sometimes I sit alone in silence, waiting to hear from you. I pray there's something left inside us. If it's broken, I've got some glue. I'll fix it all for you. Fix it all for you. I'll fix it all for you. I'll fix it all for you. It all for you. It feels
I'm messed up, growing tired of knots, tangled up in problems, and not caring enough. Now I'm on a journey to find what's right, always telling the truth. Behind
from San Diego. It's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann.
Hey, welcome to Sports World Radio and the NFL Real Talk. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Glad you all could be with us for our NFL Real Talk. We got a jam-packed show. As you know, in the second half, we will be doing our Week 10 picks, so that's a lot of fun. We got all that to do. We'll be talking nothing but NFL today, so join us for that. You can listen to this show and all our shows on SportsWorldRadio.com, also on HonestAnswerRadio.com. We also are on iTunes, bitches. That's right. Check out our iTunes account. Head on over to iTunes, type in Sports World Radio, all one word. You'll find all our shows over there, all our regular shows and all our NFL talk as well. Head on over there, iTunes, subscribe to our channel, and never miss one of our shows. Also, you can follow us on Facebook over there at facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio, and as well as Twitter. We are on Twitter, Sports World Radio, no O in world, kids. Sports World Radio without the O in world. It's spelled SportsWorldradio. Now, with all that out the way, what do you say we bring in the second half of Sports World Radio and the NFL Talk, NFL Real Talk? Our good friend, Sean Mann, the update man. What's going on there, pal?
I'm doing good, Jeff, and welcome everybody to November 9th, 2013. It is 10:06 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 7:06 p.m. on the West.
How you doing, man?
Good. Doing good. Very
Yeah?
dark. Been busy today with packing. As you all know, I'm going to be taking off on a big trip start tomorrow. I got to get up in the wee hours of the night.
We get up in the wee hours of the night. I'm still going to be freaking awake when you're waking up. He's going to go to bed right after the show. He told me he's got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning?
Leaves at 5:45. I got to make sure I get through security and all.
3 o'clock in the morning? Damn, wrestling just ends. I won't even be going to sleep for at least another hour. Time's your flight leave at 5:45 in the morning?
5:45 in the morning.
Oh, and how long is the drive to the airport?
About 45 minutes.
Holy
and I got to make sure I
cannoli.
get breakfast, too, out
Holy
of the way.
cannoli, 45 minutes. What are you, crazy? I live 20 minutes from the airport. That's crazy, man. Wow.
That's Spokane, Washington. I live in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, so it
you're
takes a
going
little while to get there.
Oh, you're
Jeff.
driving to Spokane, Washington? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're crazy, dude. You're crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, this is an NFL show. What's up, people? This is an NFL show. Let's talk some NFL. What do you got?
NFL Real Talk. Here we go. Yes. As you all know in our pick'em, I can't believe this. I thought I lost a point in the pick'em, but apparently I went with Minnesota, so I actually did gain
Son
a
of
point.
a bitch. Cheater. You're a cheater. That's what it is. In our football pick'em pool that we got going on, Schmedley, who was the second half of the show, Mr. Sean Mann, the update man, has 86 points and is in first place. Yeah, shut the hell up. Ebo is in second place with 85 points. Kenny C, myself, and Gio are tied for third place with 82 points. And then you got Renegade with 79 and Dez with 78. And believe it or not, he's trying, he's fighting, he's trying. One-arm bandit's Gary, Pink Sheep Boys, got 69. He's inside the top 10. So he's got to be happy about that. I'm starting to hear from him a little bit more. He was hollering at me on Thursday night during the football game, and I wasn't watching it. And then I says, I'm not watching it. I'm watching basketball. Leave me alone. And then he didn't say anything, and I figured they lost, so I didn't hear from him. You know what I mean? If they would have won, he would have came back at me. So, with all that being said, Sean is is in first place. He's got Ebo, myself, Kenny, and Gio just getting ready to attack. Just getting ready to attack and take him and knock him right out of first place. What do you think of that there, Schmeds?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Is that all you got to say?
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Schmedley pride. Schmedley pride.
Is that all you got to say is, mm-hmm? That's it?
Because it means that that's the way I like it.
Wow. That's all you got to say is, uh-huh. Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. That's crazy. All I got to say, mm-hmm. The heck? That's just nuts. I'm telling you, you're going down, young man. Right, Ebo? He's going down.
What do you mean? It's Schmedley's taken over. He's way ahead of you guys. He's going to pull way ahead. And by week 14 or 15, you might as well concede and give up.
Hey, you know something? You gotta write somewhere in concrete. Schmedley was here. So it stays there forever when you're in Washington. That's right. If you're ever writing anything anywhere, Schmedley was here. Schmedley was here, SWR, and then put the date. And you know what SWR stands for, right?
Sports World Radio.
That's right, buddy. That's right.
So, yeah, the big stuff going on with Pick'em. All right, here are the standings and stuff, too, from the NFL as we are in the – can't believe it's already going so fast.
10th?
Here it is tomorrow, the 10th, and the standings go like this. In the NFC East, of course, you got Dallas at 5-4, Philadelphia at 4-5, the Redskins are 3-6, and the Giants are 2-6. That NFC East is just nothing but a 500 division.
And with Washington losing this week already, and if the Giants win on Sunday against Oakland, they'll put them at 3-6, and the Giants won't be alone anymore in last place. And they'll be only two games out of first. And Dallas is going to lose this week. So, I can almost guarantee you if the Giants win this week, Dallas loses this week, you're going to have a nice freaking the race is going to become really, really super tight in that division, even though it's kind of tight now, but I'm looking at it right now. I mean, if Dallas loses, they'll be 5-5. Philadelphia already played, right? No.
Philadelphia.
They played Green Bay, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, I think they did.
No, they didn't play yet. They played Green Bay, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so that's going to be interesting. Okay, Washington already played and lost. Dallas loses, they'll be 5-5. If Philadelphia happens to win, they'll be 5-5. And if the Giants win, they'll be 3-6. One game, really, behind in the East. Two in the loss column, two in the win column, one in the loss column. How about that? Is that crazy? Is that going to be nuts or what? That's what's going to end up happening. You know that. Philly's going to lose, Dallas is going to lose, Giants are going to win. And that NFC East is just going to get tighter and tighter, and the noose is just going to start to close tighter and tighter. Because Dallas is playing New Orleans, and that's just nuts in itself. What are you laughing at?
Well, we'll see what happens with that NFC East. It's up for grabs. It could be anybody's division.
Sean and I aren't tied for now. I'm coming after that mofo. See? She's coming after you, man. I'm telling you, Ebo's coming for you. I'm telling you, Ebo, you coming on the line tonight to do picks with us? I haven't gotten a chance to talk to Mr. Gio, so I don't know if he's coming. Kenny is working, so we'll see if we can get the top 4 people in the league with minus Kenny C. So see if we can. But you're only 1 point ahead of her, and you're only 4 ahead of me. I'm coming, she's coming, we're all coming for you, man. You better get ready for it. That NFC East is going to be an awful fun thing to watch if Dallas and Philadelphia. If Dallas loses and Philadelphia wins, and Giants win, you got 2 teams tied with 5-5 record, and you got 2 teams tied with a 3-6 record. That freaking division is nuts.
It is.
And all of a sudden, the Giants are going to look at each other and go, "We're not out of it." We're not out of this. We're only 2 games out of first. Let's go. Only two wins in the 2 behind in the win column and 1 behind in the loss column. And if I believe correctly, they still have a game left with Dallas and Philly, the Giants. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So it's going to be a very interesting. Dallas and Tony Romo, specifically Tony Romo, stinks on the road. And the New Orleans Saints play very well at home, and they stink on the road as well. So, it's going to be an interesting ball game there. There's a lot of interesting games this week. So that NFC East is banging up. In the NFC North, Detroit at 5-3, Chicago at 5-3, Green Bay at 5-3, and lonely Minnesota at 2-7. That division is already screwy. You're talking about the NFC East. Look at the NFC North.
That is definitely true. The NFC North right now, you got Detroit at 5-3, Green Bay 5-3,
Correct.
Chicago
Right.
5-3, and Minnesota is the last place team.
Right.
With 2-7 record.
I just said that. Where the hell were you?
Listening to you.
I just said that same exact thing. That freaking division is whacked. Can you imagine if Minnesota was actually playing and they were 5-3 too? Holy freaking cannoli. That'd be crazy division. Now with Green Bay losing Aaron Rodgers, some people think that they still can win a couple of games without him. Some people think they actually have a chance this week with Philadelphia. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be fun. I'm telling you. That Green Bay-Philadelphia game is going to be fun to watch. That Oakland Giant game I'm looking forward to, even though I might have to watch it on my computer. The Denver-San Diego game is very interesting to watch. The Saints-Dallas game is interesting to watch. And the only reason why the Monday night game is a little bit interesting to watch is to see how the Dolphins play after all the crap that's gone on this week. So there's a lot of interesting games. Tennessee-Jacksonville. Oof, God. The Chicago-Detroit game. That's an interesting game to watch. So there's a lot of interesting games and a lot of hard games to pick. Cincinnati-Baltimore. Holy freaking cannoli, man.
All of these are really, really big, especially as we are getting kind of toward the end. Here we are in middle November, and we're getting into December, and very well that this is going to go right down to the wire for a lot of the divisions. If I go back to the NFC North, like you said, it's up for grab. Yeah, I was listening to you when you were mentioning that, but I was just saying that when you look at the records of the NFC North, it could be anybody's division. I was thinking Green Bay had the slight advantage to take the NFC North, but the fact that Aaron Rodgers fractured his shoulder on Monday night is not a good thing for the Green Bay Packers, and the next 3 or 4 weeks will really tell the story about where that team will be headed.
And the only consolation about Aaron Rodgers breaking his collarbone is that it was his non-throwing shoulder. That's the only that's the only bonus to that whole thing, which means he can recover that much quicker. Right? It's his non-throwing shoulder, so he can recover. A lot of quarterbacks are going down. A lot of quarterbacks. You got Jay Cutler coming back from a groin injury, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You got him coming back from a groin injury, so one's been knocked out, one's coming back, and personally, I think Cutler's coming back too soon.
It's just going to be interesting to see what will end up happening.
If Cutler gets hurt in that game, it's not going to matter. You know that, right?
The NFC South right now, it's hard to believe I'm saying this. You've got New Orleans, which is in 2, and another team besides Kansas City, which has been very, very surprising, is the Carolina Panthers. I did not expect Carolina to be 5-3 this year, but they're right there with New Orleans for the first place in the NFC South. And you got Atlanta, Jeff, the Falcons, it's just been really, really amazing and surprising that they would be this bad, because the Falcons went 14-2 last year. And I thought maybe this is the start of a new beginning for the Falcons. But right now they're starting to fold. They're out of it, 2-6. And then, of course, you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 0-8. And, of course, heartbroken, absolutely heartbroken, with the fact that they did not win one game yet.
That's
and
all
the
right,
Buccaneers and Greg Schiano thinking everything will be better. We'll get the fan base back. No, if I'm a Buccaneer fan, I'd start saying, when's baseball going to be around? Or maybe I should just focus on an NBA team like Orlando or Miami.
Well, Atlanta's happy that Tampa Bay is in the division, and I can almost guarantee you that Tony Gonzalez didn't come back for this crap. For the 2-6 with with Atlanta, I can almost guarantee you that. He should have never came back. He should have just stayed out because he went out on a loss. But this year this team is terrible, and I don't understand it. It's not between Atlanta and Baltimore. What the hell is going on? You know what I'm saying? Between Atlanta and Baltimore, what the hell is Baltimore is the defending Super Bowl champs. They're 3-5. And we all expected freaking Atlanta to be really good this year, and they're 2-6. Come on. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if a lot of people had those two facing each other off in the Super Bowl. That's crazy. That's just nuts. Right?
Right.
It's bananas.
And you go to the AFC East right now, it looks very, very much like the New England Patriots. Again, will capture the AFC East division. The only way the Jets would win the division is if New England would go on like a 3 or 4 game losing streak and the Jets would win the rest of their games. Don't see it happening. The Jets, of course, barely squeaked the last meeting off against New England. Maybe the Jets are a wild card team. We'll see what ends up happening. Miami, 4-4, they're still in this race. They're still in this race. The Buffalo Bills, of course, starting to fold. But the thing with the Dolphins is, like we've talked about it this whole week, they have to start forgetting about all the drama that's going on down there. They need to start focusing on winning football games. And if they can't get past the Martin and Incognito debacle, it's just going to continue to keep getting worse and worse. If I'm a coach of the Dolphins, I say, hey, look, we still have 8 games left. We can still make the playoffs. Stop with getting on each other. Start getting back to the basics and start winning football games, because the whole media is getting tired of talking about this. But the media finally has something they can talk about.
I don't think the media is getting tired of talking about it one freaking bit. They're beating the living crap out of it, and I'm getting tired of listening to it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. And I know, Jeff, if you were a coach, you'd say the same thing. Stop with all this drama and start playing games. Quit making it like a big deal. Quit making this bullying, been practicing that really hard, into a big thing. This is not good for the Miami Dolphins. This is not good for the NFL to see this.
Well, bullying is a big thing, dude. Bullying is a big thing. It is a big deal. You just can't sweep it under the rug.
It is a big deal anywhere, but the Dolphins need to put an end to it and just start.
Well, they
playing games.
They can't put an end to it until the NFL puts an end to it. The NFL is doing its investigation.
This is becoming the biggest thing since the New Orleans Saints and the bounty scandal.
Yeah, of course.
And then, of course, you can't forget Spygate.
Of course, yeah. Listen, NFL has to have at least one scandal every year to keep everybody talking. Come on. Look back. Yeah. Almost every single year there's a scandal in the NFL. Whether it's a player, whether it's a team, whether it's a coach, whatever it is, an owner, whatever it is, there's always one. What was last year's?
Last year's, of course, was the bounty scandal, and that was with the New Orleans Saints.
And this year's started off what? With Aaron Rodgers, right?
With Aaron Rodgers.
Not Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry, not Aaron. I'm sorry, not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Hernandez, correct? And all that, correct?
Yeah, Aaron Hernandez murder investigation.
Right. That started it, correct?
Correct.
Now it's moving into this Miami thing. There's always something every single year.
It's getting ugly, and and I just can't believe it, but we got to continue to go on here. In the AFC North, of course, you've got the Cincinnati Bengals, Jeff's dark horse team. They're 6-3. You got the Cleveland Browns. Who would have ever thought they would be 4-5, right? Only 2 games back of Cincinnati. Baltimore, 3-5, the defending Super Bowl champions, and the Pittsburgh Steelers, of course, 2-6. Baltimore and Pittsburgh were always the 2 teams that looked like they could take care of business in the AFC North.
Boy, hasn't this division switched, huh? Has this division switched? You got Cincinnati and Cleveland on top, and you got Baltimore and Pittsburgh on the bottom. Boy, has this freaking thing switched up.
Yeah, and
Unbelievable.
you took the words right out of my mouth, Jeff, because apparently we always remember it where it was Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, always battling it out in the AFC North. Now it's Cincinnati and Cleveland.
Exactly.
It's just nuts. I never would have expected it. Neither of us expected it, even though you picked Cincinnati before the season began as your dark horse team.
Yes, I did. Do you know Do you know right now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams right now fighting for 2 wild cards in the West. How about that?
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts, huh?
Very crazy, very nuts, very
and you
bewildering.
You could very well see, if it comes down like that, 3 teams come out of the West alone, with AFC West, which would be crazy in itself. Because look, Kansas City's sitting there at top 9-0, Denver's 7-1, and San Diego's 4-4 right now. Denver and San Diego are playing each other this week. San Diego wins and Denver loses. That's 5-4. I mean, they're not going to change the standings, but now that puts San Diego on top of the wild card spot, which is pretty nuts.
This whole season has definitely been the year of surprises. If you ask me, the AFC West, of course, nobody expected Kansas City to be 9-0. AFC South, nobody really expected Indianapolis to be 6-2 and Houston 2-6. And that happens, I guess. We make our picks, Jeff, and we always think that we believe that these teams are going to be in the playoffs and these teams aren't going to make it. And then apparently we see all the new surprises. Kansas City, of course, has been the biggest surprise of the whole NFL season. I don't think anybody expected them to be 9-0. But I've said it before, and I'll say it again, that it has been their defense which has really made the biggest factor. And tomorrow night, Kansas City goes into Denver, and that's going to be a wild atmosphere.
Tomorrow night.
Until we get to our picks.
Tomorrow night, Kansas City does not go into Denver. You're wrong. Denver goes
that's the 17th.
Denver goes into San Diego tomorrow night. Check this out. Denver's next 4 games are freaking nuts. Okay? And Denver has San Diego tomorrow. Then they got Kansas City at home next week. Then the week after that, Denver goes to New England. Then the week after that, Denver goes to Kansas City. So in the next 4 weeks, Denver plays San Diego, Kansas City, Pittsburgh. I did it again. In the next 4 weeks, Denver plays San Diego, Kansas City, New England, and Kansas City. How crazy is that?
And if I'm Denver, I win all 4 games. You have to win all 4 games because you're trying to do something, which is you're trying to get the top seed, and you have to beat Kansas City twice. If you go lose 3 out of 4 or go 0-4, Denver is going to be in deep trouble, and they're going to have to start fighting eventually to get in as a wild card team. And there'll be a number of teams out there for the wild card. So if I'm a Bronco fan, I'm concerned now. I'm thinking, look, we're going to go into San Diego. We need to play them well. And, of course, last year the Chargers really played them hard. And then you got Kansas City twice, and then you're at New England.
Yeah,
so
you're at New England, Kansas City twice, and then San Diego tomorrow. Then after that Kansas City game, they got Tennessee at home, and then they got San Diego at home the following week. And then their last 2 games is Houston and Oakland. So, this is a big stretch for them right now. These next 6 games, really. I mean, they can afford to lose 1, maybe 2, but that's about it. So they got San Diego, Kansas City, New England, Kansas City, Tennessee, and San Diego. Wow.
Yeah, you're
crazy.
right. Either go 2-2 or win all your games. But if you lose 3 out of 4, you lose all your games. In the next 4 weeks, Denver is in big trouble.
I love to see Denver lose 3 in a row. San Diego, Kansas City, New England and then lose again to Kansas City. I like to see them lose all 4 of these games. That would be so sweet.
And thank you, Jeff, for correcting me. I kept thinking tomorrow that Denver
No,
would
it's
be
next
playing
week.
against Kansas City, but that's not a big
No,
deal.
Kansas City's
I can't
off.
wait until we get into our pick when I come back, from the trip when we talk about at Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City is off this week, so they got their bye this week. So
And
it's
Andy
gonna be
Reid, you
pretty
give him
interesting.
props for what he did. Coming from Philadelphia, where he did a sensational job with the Eagles, he took him to the Super Bowl 2004 season, only to end up losing to New England. And now he comes to Kansas City, and now he sees his team that is 9-0. But it's been the Chiefs' secondary that has been very tough. And a lot of the close games the Chiefs have won, the defense has really been the factor. So
Well,
Denver better be ready to figure out the defense of the Chiefs, because the defense will be ready for them.
Kansas City's got the number 1 defense in the NFL, and supposedly Denver has the number 1 offense in the NFL. So it's going to be an interesting game to watch. But Denver's got to get through San Diego this week first. That's their first project right now, and they're not even worried about Kansas City. And Kansas City is totally concentrated on them because they got their bye week, and that's their team that they're facing off their bye. So it's going to be a fun game to watch next week. But Denver's got to worry about San Diego tomorrow. Let's run to our only break of the evening. This update is brought to you by BuyHuntingEquipment.com. For all your camping, fishing, hiking, and outdoor gear, head on over to BuyHuntingEquipment.com. And with the holiday season coming in here, start your holiday shopping right now over at BuyHuntingEquipment.com. That's BuyHuntingEquipment.com. Take it away, Sean, man, with the only update of the day.
Thank you, Jeff, and thank you, Ebo, in the chat room, and everybody listening in tonight on the NFL Real Talk. Let's start with the NBA, shall we? Here's what we got going on right now. In the double overtime, what a classic game going on down in Cleveland, Ohio. The Cavaliers lead 121-120. There is 61 seconds remaining in the second overtime. With 1 minute and 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter, the Los Angeles Clippers have a 102-92 lead over the Houston Rockets, as Doc Rivers, of course, trying to get familiar with the system. It looks like the Clippers very well on their way to picking up a win, gaining some ground in their division, even though we are way early in the NBA season. The Golden State Warriors went to Memphis, and the Memphis Grizzlies just destroyed them, blew them out 108-90. The Dallas Mavericks, they lead the Milwaukee Bucks by a score of 76-71. As Dallas is 3-3 overall, they're searching for their first road win of the regular season. A game tied at 18 with 29 seconds left down in Sacramento, California. It's the Portland Trailblazers at the Sacramento Kings. This is one of the late games going on tonight. Now let's get to some finals from the NBA. The Utah Jazz could be in for a long year. They have not won a game. They are 0-7. They lost tonight up in Toronto, Ontario by a score of 115-91. The Atlanta Hawks over the Orlando Magic by a score of 104-94. The Hawks go to 3-3. They improved to 2-0 at home. And how about this, everybody? A team that has not even lost a game, 7-0. The Indiana Pacers go into Brooklyn tonight and narrowly escape against the Brooklyn Nets by a score of 96-91. That's right. Pacers are the only undefeated team. In a game that I was paying close attention to and watching pretty much throughout the night before we had our NFL Real Talk, the Boston Celtics go into Miami. I can't believe I'm saying this. Go into Miami and beat the Miami Heat. And here's how the game ended. Jeff Green took the ball with 1 second left, fired up a three-point shot and hit it, and it stunned the Miami Heat as the Celtics win 111-110. The Celtics, of course,
did you almost have a heart attack?
Huh?
Did you almost have a heart attack when that happened?
I jumped up and down. 111-110 as they beat the Miami Heat. Nobody predicted the Celtics to actually go into Miami and win, and the Celtics, who of course were 0-4, now have won 3 in a row after that 0-4 start. So those are the games for tonight on the NBA. Tomorrow there will be 4 games for the NBA. You got the San Antonio Spurs taking on the New York Knicks, the Washington Wizards taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder, the New Orleans Pelicans at the Phoenix Suns, and the Minnesota Timberwolves against the Los Angeles Lakers. We move to the National Hockey League. Here are the games for tonight. Third period, the St. Louis Blues, they lead the Pittsburgh Penguins by a score of 2-1. Washington Capitals over the Phoenix Coyotes right now. 5 minutes, 48 seconds left in the third period. They lead 3-1 down in Phoenix, Arizona. Los Angeles Kings 1, Vancouver Canucks 0. 7 minutes and 33 seconds left. 7 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first period. Here are the finals from tonight from the National Hockey League. The Philadelphia Flyers over the Edmonton Oilers 4-2. Ottawa Senators 3, Florida Panthers 2. The Boston Bruins and the rematch against the Toronto Maple Leafs in what was arguably one of the best playoff series in the history of the Hockey League take the game and do not have the Maple Leafs gain revenge against them. They take the game by a score of 3-1. In overtime, the Tampa Bay Lightning over the Detroit Red Wings by a score of 3-2. Minnesota Wild over the Carolina Hurricanes 3-2. That game went into a shootout. The Columbus Blue Jackets 5, New York Islanders 2. Chicago Blackhawks, the defending Stanley Cup champions, 5, and the Dallas Stars 2. Tomorrow, of course, for the NHL, there will be 3 games on tap for tomorrow. Got to get over there real quick. Actually, 7 games on tap for tomorrow. The New York Islanders at the Montreal Canadiens. Nashville Predators at the New Jersey Devils. Florida Panthers at the New York Rangers. Edmonton Oilers against the Chicago Blackhawks. San Jose Sharks taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Washington Capitals at the Colorado Avalanche. And the Vancouver Canucks against the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. For your update for NFL Real Talk, I'm Sean Mann. Back to you, Jeff Eskow, your host of NFL Real Talk.
All right, welcome back to the show. That update was brought to you by BuyHuntingEquipment.com. For all your camping, fishing, hiking, and outdoor gear, head on over to BuyHuntingEquipment.com. And don't forget, holiday season is upon us. Start your holiday shopping at BuyHuntingEquipment.com. All right, welcome back to NFL Real Talk. This is the second half of the show, and we will be making our NFL picks. Just me and Sean tonight. Ebo can't make it. She's got company, but she is listening. And Gio is not around. Screw that rat bastard. So what do you say we get started, my friend?
Yes, let's say we do that.
All right. First game we got, Seattle's heading over to Atlanta.
This is interesting to think about it, that this was the last time these two teams met was the NFC divisional playoff game. And you got to remember, Seattle lost a heartbreaker. It's not going to happen this time. Seattle goes into Atlanta and wins this game.
You think so?
I think this time Seattle's ready for revenge, and Pete Carroll won't be burning a timeout toward the end of the game that hurt his team in January.
I actually think Seattle's the better team anyway. I'm taking Seattle, too.
They're
and
the
Ebo's
surprise team, too.
Right, and Ebo's in the house, so she can type down her answers for us if she wants and stay a little bit ahead of us. So, Ebo, start doing that if you want. You can play along with us in the chat room. I knew she was taking Seattle as well. Next game we got coming up, Chicago's hosting Detroit. We were just talking about this division. Everybody in there is 5-3 except for Minnesota, who's 2-7. So this is a big game between these two. Mr. Sean, who you take?
Well, yeah, and Detroit's going into Chicago. It's going to be wild tomorrow. Two teams that have the potential of making a run at the playoffs. I give it to the Bears by a slight edge.
You're going to leave it to the Bears for a slight edge, huh?
I think it's going to be a close game tomorrow, but I really think Chicago pulls this one out.
Ebo's taking the Bears as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the Detroit Lions in this game. I'm a big Detroit fan. I used to pick, I picked them a while back to be my dark horse team. I've become why do I got Pittsburgh on my brain? I don't know why.
Okay.
Detroit. So I'm taking Detroit in this game here. Mm-hmm. That's going to be my pick here, Mr. Detroit. All right. So who you got? Who next game? Go.
Well, the next game you got Philadelphia Eagles at the Green Bay Packers.
This game is another interesting game because they just lost Aaron Rodgers last week against Chicago. You know, interesting game. Now, Seneca Wallace had a week under his belt, starting with practicing with the first squad, and we'll see what happens. Who you taking, Sean?
Yeah, if Aaron Rodgers wasn't hurt, I would go with the Packers, but I just switched my pick right now. I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. They played very impressive last weekend.
Hey, if the phone call's for me, tell them I'm in the shower.
They shouldn't be calling anyway. I'm doing a show right now.
You tell them, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm going with Philadelphia with this. Ebo's taking as well. I'm going with Philadelphia with this pick here.
No, you idiot. Don't call me right now.
Turn your phone off.
Yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Yeah, Philadelphia, excuse me about
I'm
this,
taking
too.
the Eagles.
Philadelphia
Yeah, I'm going to
against
take
Green
the
Bay.
Eagles.
Nick Foles had a very big game for them, and I expect them to do the same thing. Packers don't have Rodgers. Like I said, Packers are in trouble.
You're taking the Eagles in that game too, right there, Shawnee?
Yeah, I'm taking Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles in that game too. So I figure, that by the end of tomorrow night, that division's going to be fun. The NFC East, that division's going to be real fun. Tennessee hosting Jacksonville. I'm taking Tennessee. Sean, who you taking?
Easy. The Tennessee Titans. Jaguars are just pathetic everywhere. It's a no-brainer.
And Ebo says she saw nothing last week that would give her any confidence in the Packers' backup QB. So that's why she's taking the Eagles as well. I'm taking Tennessee. I figure everybody else is taking Tennessee. 98% to 2% on the pick distribution over there in our pick'em pool. Next game we got going on, Indy hosting St. Louis. Sean?
Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts.
Andrew Luck. What a name, huh? Andrew
And
Luck.
it's amazing, second year, and comes in and takes over for the Hall of Famer Peyton Manning, and he's just been incredible. And I don't see any way how the Rams are going to go into Indianapolis tomorrow and win. Colts are really Chuck Pagano's really got a good team there.
Look at Ebo's taking Tennessee, but she said it could be a close game. Jacksonville could win, and she's taking the Colts in this game we're talking about here.
Well, Jacksonville, yeah, we'll see.
Okay, so
you got to keep in mind, look what happened to Tampa Bay last weekend.
Right. Even though she's picking Tennessee, she's in a little bit of the 2% that want Jacksonville to win. I don't really care about that game at all. I'm taking Indy in this game, too. My game, Giants hosting Oakland. Giants need to win this game. The Giants go in this game, and things happen above them. Giants are right back in the hunt in the NFC East. So I'm taking the Giants. You know that, Mr. Shawnee?
Well, Oakland going all the way across to take on the Giants in MetLife Stadium. Remember, they got totally embarrassed at home. I am going to give this game to the Giants.
You're going to give this game to the Giants. Good man.
Oakland looked so horrible last weekend. 49-13 at home, and they just could not stop the Eagles. I don't see it happening. The Giants take this game and kind of make the NFC East interesting.
Well, and Ebo's taking the Giants as well. Next game we got going, there's the Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh hosting Buffalo. Sean?
This was, kind of a really tough game. If Pittsburgh would have beaten New England, which they didn't, I was happy the Patriots won. Right now, I'm going to switch this pick and go with the Buffalo Bills. Pittsburgh is just not very impressive.
Really? You're taking Buffalo, huh?
Yep, I think the Bills will win it tomorrow, and this is a game of little importance because I just don't see Buffalo or Pittsburgh having any chance of getting even a wild card spot.
This is our chance, Ebo. This is our chance right now. I'm taking Pittsburgh in this game, Sean. Good. Now I'm only be down by 3 after the end of this week. Cool. I'm taking Pittsburgh, and it kills me. Steelers could go to the Bills, but even as crappy as Pittsburgh has been, the Bulls are horrible. I'm taking the Steelers, man. He picked the Bulls. That's a beautiful thing. And he's leaving in the morning, so when he makes his picks, he ain't going to change them. And you want to know something?
Get up in the wee hours of the night, right?
I hope. You will be getting up at the wee hours of the night. You better get up even earlier if you want to check on your picks. And you want to know something, too? I hope you made your picks for next week and the week after, just in case.
I'll be checking them, too, before I turn in.
Because you better make sure you make your picks for next week and the week after, because if you don't, you know what's going to happen. You're not only going to get scolded, but you're going to be down at the end. You're going to be on the bottom of the list. You're going to be no longer in first place. Okay? You'll be in last place if that happens to you, and then you'll be crying about it, and it's going to be nobody's fault but your own. So I'm here to help you out a little bit. Make sure you make next week's picks and the week after picks, just in case you don't get back in time.
I will, Jeff. I'll make sure
Before
to have them
you
done
leave,
before I turn in.
Right. Make sure you do all the tiebreakers and everything before you leave. Okay? Because I don't want you to come crying foul. This game sucks.
I will just say, like I always have, when I make a mistake, it would be my fault, and I'd have to learn.
Right. So
I'd have to accept responsibility.
Exactly. So I'm taking the responsibility away from you, and I'm telling you, make your picks for next. You got your picks done for this week. Make them for next week and the week after. So in other words, do week 11 and week 12. And if I was you, just to be on the safe side, I'd do week 13 too, just to be on the safe side. You know?
Yeah.
Just to be on it, because I don't want to hear no bitching and moaning, and neither does Ebo. I don't want to hear no bitching. Oh man, and freaking! I forgot to make my picks, and now I'm in last place. I'm gonna lose. You guys suck. I don't. Was that a good Sean imitation? Did that work?
Well,
so I don't want to hear none of that.
Make sure that they're all taken care of.
Okay, before you go to bed tonight, sir. Okay, it's only 7:45. We're over in 15 minutes. You can do it right after the show. Be done by 8:30. Snoozing by 9.
I intend to, Jeff.
Thank you, because I don't want to hear no bitching and moaning. I love you, brother. You know that. But when you make a mistake, you complain about it, but it's your fault. And I don't want it to be your fault. That's why I'm giving you a heads up this time. I'm playing fair. Is that okay? And you know me, I don't like to do that. Right? Right, buddy?
I know.
All right.
Right.
So I'm taking Pittsburgh. You're taking Buffalo. Ebo, who you taking? Who's Ebo taking? She never made a pick. Sorry, Jeff. No, not good showing impression. Oh. Next pick. Who you taking in the Pittsburgh-Buffalo game?
I taking Buffalo.
No, I know. Who's she taking? I want
to know. Ebo is taking...
Say. She didn't say. I know you're taking Cincinnati in the next pick. I don't even have to ask you that question, Ebo. Who you taking into Pittsburgh? Oh, she's taking Pittsburgh. Cool. So now
the Steelers? Are
you
serious,
beautiful.
Ebo?
Now, not only that, but now she's tied for first place with you. Because Pittsburgh's going to win, Buffalo's going to lose. Now you guys are tied. Excellent. I'm only 3 points behind you. Here we come. All right.
We'll see about that. I'm still in first place.
Who are you taking next week, Cincinnati or Buffalo? Baltimore, at Baltimore.
Changing my pick right here. I say Cincinnati goes into Baltimore and wins. They've just been impressive all year. Andy Dalton's good quarterback.
Changing my pick. I'm taking Cincinnati. It's Andy Dalton for Jiminy Cricket's sakes. That's my guy. It's my dark horse team. They're gonna make the playoffs. Too bad they're in the AFC and Dallas is in the NFC. Too bad, because then the only way I'd get to see them play is in the Super Bowl, and I don't want Dallas in the Super Bowl.
Jerry Jones would have a different opinion. Say, we're in the Super Bowl. How do you folks like that?
I don't like. Well, Andy Dalton's gonna beat your ass. How do you like that?
You got to keep in mind the Bengals are still hit with the playoff.
I know.
Playoff games.
They're gonna win. They're gonna win.
Their time is coming, though.
They're gonna win it. They're gonna win 2 this year. So I can yell and scream about Romo only having 1, and he's been in the league longer than Dalton, and Dalton's got more playoff wins. I hope it happens so I can yell and scream about it. I really do. Let's move on to the next one. San Francisco's hosting your team that you're really starting to enjoy. I like watching these guys myself. Carolina, huh? Sean, Carolina's playing some football, ain't they?
Yeah, only 1 game behind, and now
you like those guys. You like that team, right?
I'm going with San Francisco.
You like that team, right?
Cam Newton's doing good for them.
Yeah, I'm beginning to enjoy. Dude, they're on a 4-game winning streak. Hello?
Yeah.
You know, they won out of the last 5 games, they won 4 of them. Hello? They're 5-2 in the conference. Holy cannoli. You know? They kind of really stink on the road. They're 2-2 on the road and 3-1 at home. But, you know, Not bad. They're going on the road. I'm taking San Francisco. Don't let me talk you into. I'm trying to talk you into taking Carolina.
It's not going to happen. I'm taking the 49ers.
It's not going to happen. I don't want. I'm trying to talk you into taking Carolina. I want to be careful. I don't talk myself into taking Carolina.
Okay.
Even though I think Cam Newton is a good ball player, and I like that team, what's going on. So I'm taking the 49ers in that game. She's picking San Fran, too. Debo's taking San Fran as well. Arizona's hosting Houston. This is like a freaking wacky who care games. Who you taking?
Oh, gosh. I'm going to go with the Houston Texans, even though it's surprising that Houston's not very good and Arizona's not very good.
Okay, so you're taking the Houston Texans?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ebo, here we go, baby. I'm taking Arizona at home. Okay? Yeah, I'm taking Arizona.
Okay.
I'm taking Arizona. I'm getting another point closer. Woohoo! Now I'll be down by 2 by the end of the week. I'm taking Arizona.
Question is, you overtake in the first place and overtake Schmedley.
Yes, I can. After this week, I should only be 2 down. I don't need to do it all in 1 week. I could do it a little bit this week, a little bit next week, a little bit the week after, then blammo, it's done.
When it comes to week 14 or 15,
I'm
you
telling
guys
you.
will be crying in your beer.
Oh, I will not. You'll be crying in your freaking milk over there. Excellent. She's taking Houston as well. So I'm going to gain a point on her, too. I'm taking Arizona in this game because they're at home. Houston's got a little bit of a problem. They don't got a quarterback. You can't win without a quarterback. And, oh, by the way, their running back ain't playing either. Okay, so they got a little bit of a problem. I'm taking Arizona in this game.
You never know, though. I could always switch my
You
pick
better
and go
no.
with Arizona.
I didn't say that for you to switch your pick.
I know.
Should
I'm
I
just
really
thinking myself,
take
I could
Arizona?
always switch my pick and go with Arizona.
Underestimating Carson Palmer? I think Arizona's offense is better than Houston's offense right now.
Well, you know what I just did, Jeff? I switched my pick from Houston to Arizona.
Excellent, because I've been wanting you to do that because I'm actually taking Houston.
Well, you know, I'm going to be ahead of you because look at the pick distribution. Arizona's favored in this game.
I know. No, I'm taking Arizona in this game. I am.
Okay.
I'm taking zone in this game. There's
Denver
no freaking way.
Broncos
So you're gonna
heading
be.
to San
Hey, you know
Diego
what?
to take on the
You know what?
Chargers.
You're gonna be so pissed off when Houston wins. You're gonna be so pissed off when Houston wins.
I just see Houston beating the crap out of Palmer. Well, we'll see about that.
That's
Ebo.
what's gonna happen. Houston's defense is gonna beat the crap out of Carson Palmer and their offense. What are you kidding me?
I think Carson Palmer will have a big game for them. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think he's going down.
The next game we get to, you got the
I think
Denver
he's going to throw
Broncos.
3 interceptions, fumble the ball twice, and they're going to lose 34-0. Houston's going to kick their ass.
Yeah.
You like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Houston's going to win this game. I'm telling you.
Yep.
Yep. Next game. So who you taking in this game, Arizona or Houston?
I already told you I'm taking Arizona.
That's so funny. Okay, next game. The Evo's,
Next game we get to is
Evo's
Denver.
taking Denver. Wow.
I'm going to take Denver Broncos to go into San Diego. This is a must-win game for Denver. I'm telling you, they need to win these next 4 weeks if they want to try to have a shot at the AFC West division over Kansas City.
Okay, so both of you guys are taking Denver, right?
Yeah, wonder who Jeff is taking.
I'm taking the Chargers. I'm taking
Yeah,
the Chargers.
where you live, you would take the Chargers.
And you want to know why I'm taking the Chargers?
Why?
Because the offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos last season is now the head coach of the Chargers. And they're using the same offense in Denver.
And you know who the interim head coach is? Jack Del Rio.
Exactly. And he can't freaking be a head coach of a football team for nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, he is an excellent defensive coordinator. Excellent defensive coordinator. His head coaching skills blow Donkey Kong. Okay, they blow dingberries. Okay, they blow whatever the hell you want me to say. They stink. Okay, his head coaching abilities are not good at all. His
I
defensive.
wonder how he runs the offense with Peyton Manning.
I don't think he's going to have anything to do with it. I think if he's smart, he lets the offensive coordinator and Peyton Manning just do their thing. If he's smart. Because pretty much you know as well as I do, Peyton Manning runs the offense anyway. But there's something you got to remember. Mike McCoy, who's the head coach of the San Diego Chargers, was running that offense with Peyton Manning last year. So he knows the offense and the plays. So that's going to help the defense, I think, a little bit. I'm going with the Chargers. And they're running that offense in San Diego. So, and the Denver defense plays against that offense during the week and practice and stuff like that, right? So,
yeah, and
hello.
Evo goes, I agree about Del Rio, but clearly Peyton's running the show.
Yeah, Peyton's running that offense. I totally agree. He ran that offense last year, even though Mike McCoy was there. Mike McCoy was there helping him run that offense. Well, now it's a different guy helping him run that offense. It's the same offense, but Mike McCoy is over here now. So I think that gives a little upper hand to the Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers in this game at home. This is a big game for San Diego. Big game for San Diego. They just came off a loss to Washington that they should have freaking won. Big game for San Diego this week. This game is a sellout, I guarantee it, because they're showing it on TV out here. Big freaking game. This is almost a must-win for San Diego. They lose this game, you could kiss the freaking playoffs goodbye, I think. How do you like that? Next game we got, another big freaking game. New Orleans hosting the Dallas Cowgirls. Who are you taking?
The Cowboys have got problems winning on the road this year. 1-3. They only beat Philadelphia as their only road win. If they can't beat even Detroit or anybody, I don't see how they're going to beat the Saints. I think New Orleans is upset. They're frustrated. They lost last week again against the Jets. I say the Saints are going to beat the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday night football on NBC.
The Saints are at home. The Saints are going to come marching in. Saints are beating Dallas in that division, that NFC East just gets tighter. It's just going to get tighter tomorrow night. It's going to be very interesting.
And this has been the controversy ever since Tony Romo took over as quarterback. Everybody's saying, well, why can't Tony Romo win the big games for the Cowboys?
Because he doesn't
Jeff's
know how.
always said average quarterback at best.
He doesn't know how. Because he never has. He doesn't have the experience because he can't.
He's only won one game Romo has, and it's also because the defense lets up. The defense is not really sharp for the Cowboys.
One playoff game. I've won one playoff game in 6 years. I stink. Why can't you
and
just
he's
admit
saying,
it?
I want my Super Bowls. I want to win championships
nanny.
for the Dallas Cowboys.
I want my mommy. I stink. I can't win the big one. I want my mommy. I stink. I can't win the big one. Hey, the Monday night game.
Football on ESPN. It'll be the Miami Dolphins at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And if I'm a Dolphin fan, you try to put all the drama behind. The Dolphins know Tampa Bay's not good. So the Dolphins put the drama behind and win. Dolphins are going to win this game on Monday.
You're taking the Dolphins.
Yep. Tampa Bay 0-8. What an embarrassment this year.
You're taking the Dolphins, huh?
Yep.
I think Tampa Bay gets their first win this week.
You think the Bucs have a chance?
I think the Bucs win this week. Yes, I do. With all the drama that's going on, they don't have an offensive line on the left side. I'm taking the freaking Bucs.
You're taking the Buccaneers to play sport. Well, Tampa Bay, remember, had that game against the Seahawks. They were up by 17 in that game, and they almost pulled it out. And I know the Buccaneers are angry, too, because they've lost a lot of heartbreakers this year. But they're 0-8.
I'm taking the Bucs to get their first win over the Dolphins on Monday Night Football.
Bet that'd be a great poll question. Who gets the first win, Tampa Bay or Jacksonville?
Hey, Ebo's taking the Bucs as well.
Yep.
So I'm taking the Bucs. So we got some different picks here in this game. It's going to be kind of fun. Let's go through this really quick. Monday, the scores for the Miami Tampa Bay game.
The score for the Miami-Tampa Bay game, I'm going to say the Dolphins are going to go into Tampa Bay and win 34-10.
Okay, I got Tampa Bay winning 17-10. Dallas-New Orleans game, quick.
New Orleans 31, Dallas 17.
I got New Orleans 27, Dallas 12.
Ooh.
All field goals. Tiebreaker number 2. Which team's going to score the most points this week?
You won't believe this, but apparently, you know how Yahoo is. It gave me Green Bay.
Ooh, yeah. All right. I got Indianapolis. I picked it. I got Indy. Who's going to score the fewest?
Jacksonville.
You got Jacksonville? You know who I picked? And I picked it this week. You know who I picked?
Yeah.
I picked St. Louis.
Ooh, you picked the Rams.
I picked St. Louis. Yes, I did. Hey, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us on our NFL talk show here, our NFL Real Talk. Thank you very much. Remember, that was Sean Mann. I am Jeff Escow. Join us each and every Monday through Friday for Sports World Radio at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Until then, my friends, remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable. Peace out, everybody, and have a great football weekend. Later.
Good night.
Hey, boys, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't we? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over. See you next time.
Next time? When's that?
Pretty soon. Don't worry.
Pretty soon?